What's going on, Canfield Nation? Welcome back. Coca's Pizza, and this is a special one. We're in the state semifinal after beating Chardon in the regional championship 14-7. Always a pleasure to be joined by the head football coach of the Canfield Cardinals, head coach Mike Pavlansky. Man, was that a good one on Friday night, huh?
Absolutely. Great to be back here on a Wednesday night with you, Richie, and to recap the game and look forward to Friday night state semifinal game.
That was the way that football should be played.
Mm-hmm.
Every Friday night, defensive minded. Mm-hmm. It was difficult to get a first down in that football game. It really was. I know in that first half, you only got it in Chardon's territory twice after the fumble, and then they had some trouble getting it in your territory in the second half. So, I know you said it in a couple of outlets after the game, talking to all the media. That is one of the most beautiful football games I think I've ever watched from the defensive standpoint.
Absolutely. Defense wins championships, and they got a tremendous defense, tremendous program. They're the class of Division III the last few years, and our kids played tremendously all night long, and we were fortunate to make one more play than they did. But hats off to our defense, another tremendous effort, and you don't get this far in the playoffs if you don't have a tremendous defense.
I think overcoming adversity and mistakes was a key for your football team. You look back at the football game. You have a turnover on the first play, which really was a punt anyway when you look at it. And then you fumble inside their 10, which was a shot. And then they fumble right back. So there was a lot of moments throughout the game where your team could have put their head down and said, man, it just isn't our night. But they didn't. They fought hard all night.
Yeah, proud of the character of our team and the resiliency that they showed on Friday night. Like you're saying, there's times, at this level and really in any ball game, you're going to face adversity. It's never going to be perfect. It's just how do you respond? And our guys responded every time Friday night, and they needed to for us to come out with a win.
I think the biggest response throughout the night is, after the turnover on downs inside their 5-yard line when you had 4 shots, that kind of felt like a big momentum shift in the ball game for Chardon. And then your defense comes right back and they draw a couple of nice possessions defensively and force them to punt. With the 28 seniors and them losing to Chardon twice, how big was that to have all 28 of them kind of rally around each other and say, you know what, they stopped us inside their 5, but we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come back and we're going to stop you as well.
Yeah, I know that you rely on your seniors. You're only as good as your senior class. Their leadership is, and we got tremendous leaders this year again. And that was disappointing not to get the ball in from the 5-yard line, first and goal. And we went back as coaches. We got to look at maybe some different play calls down there, and they knew exactly what was coming. And they were better than us during that series. But defensively, after we gave up one first down, we kind of buckled in and forced a punt there, and it kind of flipped the field position for us and allowed us to get the ball at the beginning of the fourth quarter, right around the 45-yard line to spring Danny.
Yeah, talk about that play a little bit. That was kind of a sweet play, outside zone play. You've run a couple times throughout the ball game, but their safety kind of ran it to the outside, thinking he was going to go along the sideline. Instead, Danny cuts up the seam and he was gone. So is that a matter of just we've run this play a couple times, but our guys executed blocking?
Yeah. Tremendous. We were close. We had to run that 3 times before, whether it be the outside zone with Danny or the outside zone with Brock. And we had to run it a few times, and we were really close to springing one. And on that one, everything just worked out really well for us. And Danny did. He made a tremendous cut. He saw the safety overrun the play, made a tremendous cut. And when he goes north and south, it's going to be tough to catch him.
We'll talk to him tonight as well. One of your junior leaders. He got an offer from Iowa State, which is big time for your program. Let's go later on in the fourth quarter. Chardon gets the football back. They had plenty of time. They missed a big opportunity downfield. But your defense, we talked about it all season long, that bend but don't break mentality. They get it close on 3rd and 1, and then the 4th and 1 play, Inglis kind of chops his feet, and Marzano lays the boom with his shoulder. Talk about the play.
Unbelievable. You stop Chardon on 4th and 1 at any time in the game, you're going to be excited, let alone the play that's going to seal the victory. Our guys up front, Caden Cahoot, it was Santino Coca, Hunter Knotts. Those guys did a tremendous job eating up some blocks and allowed Danny to come over top, and he tripped the quarterback. And Dom had a tremendous read, on that play, and came in and finished them up, and we stopped them a yard short or so, or inches short, and were able just to take a couple knees and win the game.
I know you had a lot of media to talk to after that ball game. A lot of people were wanting to talk with a head football coach, but you had some time before that to talk to your squad and, kind of circle them up right at midfield. What was the message you delivered to these guys?
Just excited for them. Told them congratulations and enjoy it. We're going to stand there and be a class program. I think that we are, and congratulate the Chardon people, the team, as they got their runner-up trophy, and then accept ours and get ourselves over to the band and sing the alma mater and start enjoying it with our families.
And your family was there as well.
Yeah.
All of them were there.
Yeah.
How special was that to celebrate that with your family? Of course, Pat's always on the sideline, but Tom came out.
Right.
Your parents came out. Just talk about that moment.
Yeah, obviously anybody, myself, any of the coaches or players, you don't get here by yourself. There's a lot of support behind us, whether it be family, friends, certainly the school administration, community members, and to stay on the field and just kind of soak that in and enjoy it with them is it's one of those special memories you're going to have.
So you move on to state semifinal for the first time since 05 with a special group. Holy Name's a good football team, right? I mean, they're starting to heat up and click at the right time, which is what you want to do in the regional and in the state semifinal. A couple guys to look out for: their quarterback. I think he's one of the best out-of-pocket runners that your team's going to see in the quarterback position all season long.
He's the best we've seen so far as when he breaks contain or hits a crease. He's as fast and elusive as anybody we have seen. It's going to be really important for our defense to be gap sound and be great tacklers. They're a spread team offense, but they run the ball 78% of the time, and 65% of the time is their quarterback. They got a tremendous one-back, fullback / tailback. It's 235 pounds. Yeah. Also plays defensive tackle. And probably could be on our 4x1 relay team in the spring if he ever came here. He's tremendously fast, and we got our work cut out. You don't get to this level and be an average football team.
Oh, yeah.
Holy Name is a tremendous team. They've won 10 in a row. They've been in the the regional finals the last 3 years, and finally broke through like we did. And so, they're going to come into Euclid Friday night full of confidence and expecting to win and go to the state finals.
Not only is their offense very lethal, but their defense has played solid as well. They have a lot of guys, like you said, play both sides of the football. I think 6 or 7 total. When you look at their defense, that gives up 14 points per game. They're very good at stopping the run. So what are some things you need to do on Friday night?
Well, they're tremendous up front. They don't do many things. They're in one front basically, but they believe in what they do, and their kids are physical and are able to execute at a high level. We've got to find a way offensively to move the ball and stay on the field, because the more their quarterback, Javon Williams, has the ball in his hands, the less chance we're going to have to win.
Now, is this the first meeting between Holy Name and Canfield in program history?
Yep. Had never seen Holy Name on tape.
Yeah.
Anywhere. There's no crossover games, and certainly the first time we've ever played.
And you said it before, these are two programs that are very hungry to get to the state championship. Your program bowed out to Chardon twice, and their program bowed out twice before this third year to beat Padua for the second time this season. So both teams, are going to give their best shot and everything you have, and both teams, for the most part, are pretty healthy as well. So they've got all 11 on both sides of the football that could hurt you.
No doubt, Richie. Again, well coached, and at this time of the year, obviously you're gonna have some people banged up, but nobody's missing. The last 3 weeks we watched their tapes in the playoff games. It's the same starters and the same backups.
Yep.
So we're going to face a healthy team. We're going to face a hungry team, like you said, a physical team, and one that if we're not on top of our game, is going to send us home.
It's going to be a fun one on Friday night at Euclid Stadium. All right, we ask you every week, 3 keys to beat the Holy Name Green Wave.
Well, we got to be great tacklers on defense. We got to be able to tackle 8, the quarterback. We got to be able to tackle 4, the one back. And number 11 is their top receiver threat, 6'2", about 200 pounds. And, when they get the ball in space, they're extremely dangerous. Yeah. And so it's going to be incumbent upon us to be great tacklers. Number 2, the thing that we can help our defense with is staying on the field offensively. We felt we were really good staying on the field the second half, especially against Chardon, and limit their possessions. And then finally, special teams. We had some special team blunders last week, and we can't have that in the state semifinal if we want to try and advance. Yeah,
with the special teams play, 2 of those snaps were a little bit low. Rogers has done a fantastic job as a long snapper this season.
He has.
Do you think the weather plays into a factor at all?
No doubt. The wind Friday night certainly played a big factor in those snaps. And but more important than that, we've got to make sure that we're blocking the right people up front and giving our punter time to get the ball off. And, if we do that, then you got a chance to get down the field and cover and make some tackles, but you can't give the team the ball on the 45-yard line.
And then on the special teams unit as well, on the kickoffs, they got two dangerous guys back there that could bring it out.
Yep.
Joel, who has had to kind of pooch kick the last couple because of, like you said, the wind. We see him kick it past the end zone when it's warm and sunny. But, now that we're in November, approaching December, when it's raining, it's snowing, the wind is howling in at your face. It's a lot harder on the special teams unit. So kind of talk about that, because there's people saying, oh, why aren't we kicking it deep? But they don't realize the factors that go into that.
There's a lot of different factors. You're right, Richie, that go into where we're going to kick the ball, A, and then B, how far we're going to kick it. And certainly the wind played a big part of that on Friday night. Their return men played a big part of it, like where we were going to kick it to and try and get it to certain people and away from other people. And, this Friday night's the same thing. Joel's done a great job of placing the ball where we've asked him to place it. And then we got to get down, though, and make some tackles.
Yep. This should be a good one, Coach. We appreciate your time as always. State semifinal. I know you're pumped. The team's pumped. And, we wish you the best of luck on Friday night. And hopefully you could come away with a victory against Holy Name.
Well, that's going to be our effort.
All right. Head coach Mike
Thanks,
Pavlansky joining us again.
Right.
We'll have Danny Inglis, the junior tailback, coming up next here from Coca's Pizza in Canfield.